Okay. Good evening, students. Today we are going to discussing about excretory products. Excretory products and their elimination. These are the excretory products and their elimination. The DTP, the 8th zoology chapter, tomorrow zoology chapter, the excretory products. The what is excretion? The first one is the excretion. The excretion means the process of elimination of nitrogenous waste material from the body is known as excretion. In our body, here the process of elimination of nitrogenous waste material from the body is called the excretion. The all animals including the human beings, they show the homostasis. The homostasis character. Homostatic means the osmoregulation. The what is the osmoregulation? The osmoregulation means the osmoregulation. The osmoregulation. What is the meaning of osmoregulation? The all animals. These are the all animals maintains the constant osmotic pressure in the fluids of organism. The fluids of organism, and these are the control by the fluids. The fluids such as the water and the salt. Water and salt concentration in the surrounding. That is known as osmoregulation. Okay, it is known as osmoregulation. The osmoregulatory animals are two. The two types of osmoregulatory animals are there. The first one is the osmoconformers. The second one is the osmoregulators. The osmoregulators. The first one is the osmoregulation. The osmoregulatory, the animals are mainly two types. The first one is the osmoconformers. The second one is the osmoregulators. The first one is the osmoconformers. The osmoconformers, these animals cannot. These are the actively participate in the osmotic condition of the body fluids against the surrounding environment. These are the osmoconformers. The osmoconformers examples. These are the marine invertebrates and also the aquatic vertebrates. The marine invertebrates, the aquatic vertebrates. These are the osmoconformers. The osmoregulation means these are maintenance of the osmotic pressure in the body fluids by the control of water and salt concentration. It is known as osmoregulation. The osmoregulatory animals are mainly two types. The first one is the osmoconformers. The second one is the osmoregulators. The osmoconformers. What are the osmoconformers? The osmoconformer means these animals that cannot actively participate in the osmotic condition of body fluids, against the surroundings. These are known as osmoconformers. Example of the osmoconformers, these are the marine invertebrates and these are the aquatic vertebrates. These are the osmoconformers. The next one is the osmoregulators. The osmoregulators, these animals that can actively participate in the osmotic condition osmotic condition of body fluids against the surroundings. So these animals are osmoregulators. The osmoregulators are the mainly these are the terrestrials or some animals, vertebrates. These are the vertebrates. The osmoregulators, the osmoconformers. The two types of osmoregulation. The next one is the excretory products. The human beings are including the all animals. These animals, the all animals cannot eliminate the nitrogenous products. Those are they can eliminate nitrogenous end products. They cannot eliminate the direct nitrogenous materials, but they can eliminate the nitrogenous end products. The nitrogenous end products, according to the nitrogenous end products, these are the animals are. The excretion is mainly classified with three types. The excretion is mainly three types. The first one is the ammonotelism. The second one is the ureotelism. Ammonotelism, ureotelism. The third one is the uricotelism. These are the three types. Based on the nitrogenous end products, nitrogenous waste materials. So first one is the ammonotelism. The process of elimination of ammonia the cheap nitrogenous waste material is known as ammonotelism. Okay, and that I will tell. These are the ammonotelism. What is ammonotelism? This is the process of elimination of ammonia as a cheap nitrogenous waste material is called the ammonotelism. These animals are called ammonotelic animals. The ammonia is highly toxic. The readily soluble in water. These are the ammonotelic animals. This ammonia is highly toxic and readily soluble in water. The all invertebrate animals, the secrete invertebrate animals eliminate these are the ammonia through the surface of the body by simple diffusion. These are the by simple diffusion ammonotelism. These animals are called ammonotelic animals. The next one is the ammonotelism. The example of the ammonotelic animals. These are the bony fishes and aquatic insects. And aquatic amphibians. These are the aquatic insects, aquatic amphibians. These are the simple diffusion. By simple diffusion, the ammonotelism. It is known as ammonotelism. The next one is the ureotelism. The process of elimination of urea. As a cheap nitrogenous waste material is called the ureotelism. These animals are called ureotelic animals. These are known as ureotelic animals. Now here ureotelic animals, the urea is less toxic than ammonia. The 1 lakh time less toxic than the ammonia. It is known as ureotelism. These animals are called ureotelic animals. The elimination of urea in the liver by the Arbutin cycle. by the ornithine cycle. The ornithine cycle occur in liver. Liver formation of urea. The formation of urea. These are the ammonia and the water. Ammonia and water molecules the form to the carbamyl phosphate. Carbamyl phosphate that take ATP, 2 ATP to the ADP, 2 ADP. These are the carbamyl phosphate. The carbamyl phosphate formed to the citrulline. Formed to the citrulline. These are the carbamyl phosphate phosphorylation. These are the citrulline. The citrulline formed to the these are the arginine succinate. Arginine succinate that take 2 ATP to 2 AMP. What is AMP? ATP adenosine triphosphate and 2 ATP is taken and 2 AMP. These are the adenosine monophosphate. It formed to the arginine. The arginine formed to the arginine succinate. The arginine succinate. The formed to the fumarate. The fumarate formed to the fumarate and arginine. The arginine formed to the ornithine. This is the ornithine. The ornithine formed to the ornithine. These are add to the carbamyl phosphate. The ornithine formed to the citrulline. The in presence of carbamyl phosphate. And the here arginine formed to the ornithine. These are the elimination of the formed to the urea. This is the urea formed to the urea NH. NH2. This is the urea and take the water molecules. In this process, here the cytoplasm and mitochondria and also these are the mitochondria cytoplasm. The mitochondria cytoplasm these are occur in the liver. In the liver formation of urea in liver by ornithine cycle. It is the ornithine cycle. The formed to the urea and these are the ornithine cycle. Carbamyl phosphate to citrulline to arginine succinate. The arginine succinate formed to the fumarate. The fumarate to arginine. The arginine formed to the ornithine. This is known as ornithine cycle. The ornithine cycle it is also known as the Krebs-Hanslin cycle. This is known as ornithine cycle. This is the ureotelism. These animals are called ureotelic animals. The example of the ureotelic animals is the earthworm and cartilaginous species and also the vertebrates, some of the human beings. The example of the ureotelic animals, the human beings, the earthworm and the cartilaginous species and human beings. These are the amphibians, like that the aquatic amphibians, not these are the terrestrial amphibians. Like that. These are the ornithine cycle. The next one is the uricotelism. The uricotelism, the process of elimination of uric acid as a cheap nitrogenous waste material is called uricotelium. These animals are called uricotelic animals. The uricotelic example of the uricotelic animals, these are the terrestrial arthropoda animals, the terrestrial arthropoda and terrestrial and mollusca animals. The terrestrial arthropoda animals, insects and also aves, the reptiles and aves. These are belong to the uricotelic animals. These animals are called uricotelic animals. Okay, understood of you? These are the ammonotelism, uriotelism, uricotelium. One bit will come in main examination. This is the types of excretion. The types of excretory products. Ammonotelism, uriotelism, uricotelium. The next one is the excretory organs. Excretory organs. The excretory organs in different types of animals. The excretory organs. The first one is the protonephridia. The protonephridia found in platyhelminthes animals. The platyhelminthes animals have these are flame cells. The flame cells are known as protonephridia. The flame cells are these are the tube-like structure and also top-like tube-like structure, and these are the protonephridia. The protonephridia. Top of the protonephridia. The flame cells are known as protonephridia. The example platyhelminthes. The platyhelminthes like that. For example, the platyhelminthes and the snails, lanceolates. The lanceolates belongs to the cephalopoda animals. The mollusca, the larval form of the mollusca animals, larval form of the annelid animals have the protonephridia. The protonephridia and the flame cells are known as protonephridia. These are the tube-like blind tube-like top structures. These are the top structures. These are the flame cells. The excretory organs. The elimination of nitrogenous waste material from the body. These are the flame cells. The first one is the protonephridia. The second one is the metanephridia. The metanephridia found in annelid animals. These are the metanephridia also. The tubular forms. These are also tubular forms. These are the elimination of nitrogenous waste material from the body in annelid animals. These are the metanephridia. The next one is the third one is the metanephridia, the protonephridia, the metanephridia. The next one is the Malpighian tubules. The Malpighian tubules found in arthropoda animals. The arthropoda animals, these are also the tube-like forms, the blind sac-like forms. These are the open into these Malpighian tubules open in the digestive tract. The Malpighian tubules opens into the digestive tract. The example these are the insects and other terrestrial arthropoda animals. Terrestrial arthropoda animals have Malpighian tubules. These Malpighian tubules are used for the elimination of nitrogenous waste materials from the body. These are the Malpighian tubules. The next one is the fourth one is the green glands. The green glands found in crustacea animals. The crustacea belongs to arthropoda animals. The crustacea animals. The example of the fran. The prawns have green glands. These green glands open the exterior open into the exterior. Exterior side, these are the green glands. The green glands, these are also known as antennary glands. These are also known as antennary glands. Antennary glands. The green glands are antennary glands. Antennary glands, the example crustacea animals. The next one is the coxal glands. Coxal glands. Coxal glands. The coxal glands found in the arachnid animals. Arachnid animals means the scorpion, spider and scorpion. The scorpion, coxal glands are present. Coxal glands. The coxal glands and the proboscis glands also present there. Proboscis glands. The proboscis glands present in the hemichordate animals. These are the coxal glands. Scorpion. The next one is the kidneys. The kidneys are there. Kidneys are the all vertebrates. The vertebrates have kidneys. The kidneys are used for the elimination of nitrogenous waste materials. These are the kidneys are mainly three types. Kidneys are mainly three types. The kidneys are mainly three types. The first one is the protonephric kidneys. Protonephric kidney. The protonephric kidney. The second one is the mesonephric kidney. Mesonephric kidney. Protonephric kidney, mesonephric kidney, the metanephric kidney. Metanephric kidney. The three types of kidneys. The example of the protonephric kidney, the fishes and amphibians. Fishes, amphibians. Fishes and these are the larval form of fishes and amphibians. They have the protonephric kidney. These are the mesonephric kidney present in the fishes and adult fishes and amphibians. Adult fishes and amphibians. The next one is the metanephric kidney. The metanephric kidney found in these are the reptiles to mammals. The reptiles to mammals. These are the metanephric kidneys. These are the kidneys. The three types of kidneys. The previously asked one question. The protonephric kidney. Example of the protonephric kidney. The larval form of the fishes, amphibians. The mesonephric kidney. Fishes, amphibians. Adult fishes and amphibians. The metanephric kidney. Reptiles to mammals. The reptiles to mammals. These are the kidneys. Different types of kidneys. The excretory organs. The next human excretory system. Human excretory system. Human excretory system. The human excretory system consists of human excretory system. The human excretory system consists of one pair of kidneys. These are the one pair of kidneys. One pair of kidneys. One pair of kidneys. These are the one pair of kidneys and one pair of kidneys and the one pair of ureters. The one pair of ureters and these are the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder and urethra. The first one is the one pair of kidneys. One pair of kidneys, the one pair of ureters and the urinary bladder and the urethra. These are the one pair of kidneys. The one pair of kidneys, the one pair of ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. The first one is the kidneys. These are the kidneys. One pair of kidneys are there. These are the kidney. Each kidney is the bean shaped structure. It is the bean shaped structure. It is the bean shaped structure and situated in the dorsal side of the abdominal cavity. Dorsal side of the abdominal cavity. The in between the last thoracic vertebrae and the third lumbar vertebrae. Last thoracic vertebrae and third lumbar vertebrae. Last thoracic vertebrae and the third lumbar vertebrae. In between there, it is the abdominal cavity, the dorsal side of the abdominal cavity. The dorsal side of the abdominal cavity, each kidney measure. These are the length is 10 to 12 centimeters. 10 to 12 centimeter length and the 5 to 7 centimeters the width and these are 2 to 3 centimeters. These are the thickness. The 10 to 12 centimeters length, 5 to 7 centimeters width, 2 to 3 centimeters thickness, and also weighting about 120 grams to 170 grams. 120 grams to 170 grams. And also each kidney, the right kidney, these are the right kidney, the below the slight right kidney slightly below the left kidney, left one, due to the presence of large liver. So this is the kidney, the large kidneys. These are the kidneys, and also each kidney surface of the kidney, the surface of the kidney concave. And the inner side of the kidney, the natch and funnel shape. This is known as hilum. The hilum, it is also known as the funnel shaped, the cup shaped funnel shaped cup. It is known as the renal pelvis. It is also known as renal pelvis. So each kidney, the internal structure of kidney. Each kidney, the renal artery and the nerves enter into the kidney, and the renal vein and ureters the leave from the kidney. Very important for this one, previous class. The renal artery and nerves enter into the kidney, and these are the renal vein and the ureter the leave from the kidneys. Very important, leave from the kidney. These are each kidney has the two parts. Each kidney has two parts. Each kidney has two parts. These are the upper. This outer part is known as cortex. The cortex, and inner part is known as medulla. The cortex and medulla. The cortex and medulla, the form to the, these are the cones. These are the cones. The cone shaped. These are the cone shaped structures. These are known as renal pyramids. These are the renal pyramids. These are the renal pyramids. Each kidney has two parts: the cortexal part, medullary part. These are the inner. In cortex and medullary part form to the cone-shaped structures. These are also known as renal pyramids. The renal pyramids form to each renal pyramid form to these are the columnar, the bettings, columnar bettings. These are the columnar bettings. These are the cortexal region, columnar betting. This columnar betting form to the medullary renal populace. The renal populace form to these are the renal populace. The renal populace form to the cup-shaped pelvis. Cup-shaped pelvis. It is the renal pelvis. The renal pelvis formed to the ureter. The renal pelvis formed to the ureter. The renal pelvis formed to the ureter. Understood? Okay, these are the renal pyramids. The renal pyramid columnar betting and the formed to these are the populace. The renal populace, the renal and medullary populace. The medullary populace formed to the cup-shaped. These are known as calyces. The calyces formed to the cup-shaped structure. This cup-shaped structure is known as the pelvis. These are the pelvis. Each kidney. These are the pelvis. Now here the second one is the ureters. The ureters is the tube-like structure. It is the tube-like structure. The tube-like structure, the 25 to 30 centimeters. About the 25 to 30 centimeters, and also these are the tube-like distendable tube-like structure. The inner wall of the ureter formed by the transitional epithelium. Transitional epithelium. These are opens into the urinary bladder. The urinary bladder is the storage sac. It is the storage sac. The internal wall of the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder has the transitional epithelium. It is the distendable bag-like the storage sac, and also these are opens into the urethra. This is the urethra. The urethra has the two sphincters, the internal urethral sphincter, the external urethral sphincter. The internal urethral sphincter, the formed by the made up of the smooth muscles. The external urethral sphincter formed by these are the stiffed muscles or voluntary muscles. The urethra opens into the outside through the orifice in male, orifice in female, and through the penis in males. So these are the urethra. The next one is the internal structure of kidney. Each kidney has 1 million nephrons. 1 million nephrons. Each kidney has 1 million nephrons. The nephron has mainly two parts. The nephron is the structural and functional unit of the kidney. Structural and functional unit of the kidney. These are the nephron. Each nephron. This is the nephron. The nephron has mainly the two parts. Nephron has mainly two parts. The first one is the glomerulus part. The nephron, this is the nephron. The nephron has mainly two parts. The first one is the glomerulus part and tubular part. The glomerulus part, it is the glomerulus part. The glomerulus part means the afferent arteriole formed to, this is the afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole formed to the, these are the capillaries. The blood capillaries formed to the blood capillaries, and also formed to the blood capillaries and junctions, and the glomerular part, and also the afferent arteriole. This is the afferent arteriole. This is the efferent arteriole. The efferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole formed to these are the small capillaries. This small capillaries is known as the glomerulus part. This glomerulus part formed to the efferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole. This part is known as the glomerulus part. The glomerulus part, it is the filtration part. It is the filtration part. The next one is the tubular part. The first part of the tubular part, it is the Bowman's capsule. The Bowman's capsule formed by the two layers. Bowman's capsule two layers. The outer layer is the parietal layer. The inner layer is the visceral layer. The parietal layer and visceral layer. Parietal layer and visceral layer. The parietal layer and visceral layer. In between the parietal layer, the formed to the parietal. First one is the parietal layer. The parietal layer is the outer layer. It is the outer layer. It is formed by the squamous epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelial tissue, and it has the outer part, the outer side of the part, and is the parietal layer. And the visceral layer, the inner side of the visceral layer, in between the parietal and visceral layer, it has some of the pores. The pores are the filtrate parts. The filtration parts are present there. These filtration parts, those are the filtration parts. Pores are there. The alpha filtration parts. These are the filtration pores. Now here it is the basement membrane is present there. This is the basement membrane. The basement membrane is the filtration part. The Bowman's capsule is the cup-shaped structure. It opens into these are the proximal convoluted PCT. Proximal convoluted tube. It is the proximal convoluted tube. The proximal convoluted tube is the coiled tube-like structure. The inner side of the tube has the microvilli, the small microvilli. The microvilli, these are the microvilli has the breast borders. These breast borders are there. These microvilli, the form to the space, extra space in the PCT, proximal convoluted tube. The inner side of the inner wall of the proximal convoluted tube, the formed by the cuboidal epithelial tissue. It is the cuboidal squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue. The breast borders are present there. These are the formed to the extra space in the PCT. Proximal convoluted tube. It is the coil shaped part of tube, and these are opens into the Henle's loop. This is the Henle's loop. The Henle's loop has the Henle's loop formed to the U-shaped and also U-shaped form and the tube-like structure. It is the mainly these are tube-like structure. The descending and ascending limb of loop of Henle. The descending limb of loop of Henle, ascending loop of Henle, ascending loop of limb of Henle. The descending limb, ascending limb. That is the tube-like structure, and also these are opens into these are the coil-like structure. These are the DCT, the distal convoluted tube. DCT, the distal convoluted tube. PCT, the Henle's loop. This is the Henle's loop, and DCT and collecting duct. This is the collecting duct. The DCT also, these are the highly coiled place. This is the tubular structure. It is open. It opens into the collecting duct. This collecting duct that receive the many DCTs, the many distal convoluted tubes. These are the proximal convoluted tubes. These are the proximal convoluted tube, Henry's loop, and DCT collecting duct. And also the next one is these are the vasa recta. The tubular afferent arteriole formed to these are the tubular structure. These are the peritubular structure. The peritubular. This is the peritubular formation. The peritubular formation. The peritubular formation. This peritubular formation is known as vasa recta. The vasa recta formed to the U-shaped structure. The U-shaped structure, the vasa recta reabsorb the food particles in the tubular forms. Tubular forms, it is known as vasa recta. The vasa recta is reduced and absent in the cortical nephrons. The nephrons are mainly two types. The first one is the cortical nephrons. The first one is the cortical nephrons. The second one is the juxtamedullary nephrons. Nephrons are mainly two types. Nephrons are mainly two types. The first one is the cortical nephrons. The second one is the juxtamedullary nephron. Juxtamedullary nephron. The cortical nephrons are these are, for example, this is the medullary region, cortex region, the Bowman's capsule, and also the very less part of the Henry's loop. Less part of Henry's loop in the medullary region. This type of nephrons are known as cortical nephrons. These are the 85% of nephrons are 85% of nephrons are cortical nephrons in our kidneys. They are the 85%. These are the cortical nephrons. The juxtamedullary nephrons. The juxtamedullary nephrons. These are the juxtamedullary nephrons. These are the juxtamedullary nephrons. The juxtamedullary nephrons. The Henry's loop is very long. Henry's loop is very long. In the medullary region, this type of nephrons are known as juxtamedullary nephrons. The juxtamedullary nephrons, these are the 15% of nephrons are the juxtamedullary nephrons. Now here the vasa recta is the absent or reduced in the cortical nephrons. These are the medullary nephrons. The medullary nephrons has the vasa recta. These are the two types of nephrons. The next one is the nephrons, the urine formation. The urine formation, the concentration urine formation in the nephron. The nephron formation, these are the three types of urine formation. The first one is the glomerular filtration. Glomerular filtration. The second one is the reabsorption. Third one is the secretion. Reabsorption, secretion. The glomerular filtration. This is the glomerular filtration. The afferent arteriole formed to the afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole formed to these are the small capillaries. In small capillaries, these are the filtration part. The filtration part. Now here these are the filtration part as the pores. The pores are present there. These are the 1102, the 1200 ml of 1200 ml. These are the blood, the filter in the glomerular part. The glomerular part in the 99% of these are the protein. 99% of blood, the filtered in the Bowman's capsule. The Bowman's capsule as the mainly Bowman's capsule as it is the Bowman's capsule. The Bowman's capsule the Bowman's capsule, the endothelium of blood capillaries. These are the endothelium of blood capillaries. Endothelium of blood capillaries, and these are the epithelium of Bowman's capsule. The epithelium of Bowman's capsule. The three parts Bowman's capsule. The first one is the endothelium of blood capillaries. The endothelium of blood capillaries, and the filtration part. The endothelium of blood capillaries, this is the basement membrane, and the epithelium of Bowman's capsule. These are the pores are present there. The inner side of the basement membrane, the inner side of the pores, the epithelium of Bowman's capsule, as the small slits are present there, small pores are present there. These pores are also known as, these are the filtration pores. These are the filtrate pores are present there. The filtration part, the 99% of 1100 to 1200 the filtered in the Bowman's capsule. Filtered in the Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule. The filtered in the Bowman's capsule. The next one is the proximal convoluted tube. In proximal convoluted tube, the PCT. These are the HCO3, and also sodium chloride. HCO3, sodium chloride, and other the molecules are the reabsorbed. These are the reabsorbed. The glomerulation filtration, reabsorption. These are the reabsorption. These are the filtration part is large. This filtration is known as ultrafiltration. The ultrafiltration is present there. These are ultrafiltration the 125 ml per minute. These are daily. These are 180 liters per day. 180 liters per day. And formed to it is the proximal convoluted tube. These are the 99% of, with the 70 to 80% of the 80% of blood the filtered in the, these are the reabsorption in the proximal convoluted tube, and also these are the Henry's tube. These are the bicarbonates and sodium chloride and H plus ions, and these are the uric some of the amino acids. The reabsorbed in the proximal convoluted tube. The proximal, all of the proximal convoluted, these are the cuboidal epithelium. These are limb of loop of Henle. These are the descending limb of loop of Henle. The descending limb of loop of Henle. The reabsorbed to the water. It is the water. The facilitates the water reabsorption of water, and also not have any electrolytes. And ascending limb of loop of Henle, the not absorb the permeable to electrolyte, impermeable to water. These are the permeable to water, impermeable to water molecules, and permeable to electrolytes. These are the filtration part. The DCT also the filtered the HCO3 and the amino acids, and also plasma, some of the proteins, plasma proteins, and other the useful parts, useful materials reabsorbed in the DCT. The distal convoluted tube. The distal convoluted tube, and also it is the collecting duct. The urine formation. Urine, the nitrogenous waste materials collect from these are the DCTs. The next one is the secretion. The secretion means these are the tubular forms. These are the tubular forms H plus and K plus ions. The secrete to the tubules. These are used for the acid basis concentration. The form to the in the renal tubules. And also the next one is these are the formation of the osmotic filtration, the osmotic present there, the 300 to 1200, the osmolarity, the formed in the renal tube. Why? Because these are the vasa recta, the formed to the opposite direction, so formed to the osmolarity. The osmolar reabsorption and formed to the osmolarity, the acid basic osmolarity, and the 300 to 1200 formed to the concentration, the urine formed to the concentration urine, and also it has juxtamedullary glomerular filtration. It is also known as the filtration part, ultrafiltration, and these are the afferent arteriole. For example, the afferent arteriole. This is the afferent arteriole. This is the Bowman's capsule, and the renal tubules. The distal convoluted tube. The distal convoluted tube is formed to the. It is the juxtaglomerular apparatus. Juxtaglomerular apparatus formed to the JG cells. JG cells means juxtaglomerular cells and macula densa. The macula densa formed to the juxtaglomerular apparatus. The juxtaglomerular apparatus JG cells formed to the renin. The renin hormone it has an important role in the filtration of urine. The based on the filtration of urine, based on the stimulation of juxtaglomerular apparatus. So this is the urine formation. The next one is the urine formation, like that the regulation of urine formation. Liver formed to the angiotensin 1. Urine formed to the angiotensin. The angiotensin converted to the angiotensin 1 in presence of renin. Renin formed by the JC cells. The angiotensin converted to the angiotensin 1 in presence of renin. The angiotensin 1 converted to the angiotensin 2 in presence of angiotensinase enzyme. The angiotensinase enzyme the stimulate the aldosterone. The aldosterone of the aldosterone of the adrenal gland. The aldosterone an important role and stimulate regulate the formation of kidney functions. Regulation of kidney functions is the angiotensin, and it is also known as the RAS mechanism. The RAS mechanism means these are the RAS mechanism. Renin, angiotensin, aldosterone, the site of stimulation. These are the RAS mechanism. It is also known as RAS mechanism. The next one is the micturition. Micturition means the release of urine from the body is known as micturition. The micturition is the daily 1.5 liter, 1 to 1.5 liter urine from the body, and also these are the urine as the 6 pH. This is the 6 pH, and as the acidic in nature, and also these are the 25 to 30 grams the urine excrete from in our body in daily from body one day. The 25 to 30 grams urine eliminated from in our body. So these are the 25 to 30 grams. It is known as micturition, and also urine is very important. The urine test, different types of disease observed in the urine. So it is very important. The urine pump. The next one is the disorders. The disorders. First one is the uremia. The second one is the renal calculi, and the third one is the nephritis, glomerulonephritis. Glomerulonephritis, the renal failure. The uremia. The uremia means these are the urea. The extra urea formed in the blood is known as uremia. The excess urea formed in our blood, so that is known as uremia. That is formed, it causes to the diabetes mellitus and diabetes and other diseases. Uremia. The uremia, it is also known as the renal failure. It causes to the renal failure. The next one is renal calculi, the crystals and stones formed in the formed in the kidneys, so it is known as renal calculi. The dehydration causes to the renal calculi. The stones, small stones formed in the kidneys. The glomerular filtration, these are the glomerular filtration. That is the in our infection of in our renal tubules and the glomerulus parts, the tubules, so this is known as glomerulonephritis. Okay, the accumulation of nephrons and glomerular nephrons, so that is caused to the glomerulonephritis. The next renal failure. The renal failure is the main kidney failure. The ultimate method is the exchange of the change in the kidneys, new kidneys from the relatives and same blood groups. So these are renal failures. And the main other one is the kidneys, the alternate kidney, that is the hemodialysis. The hemodialysis is very important one. The hemodialysis dialyzer there, it is the artificial kidneys. The artificial kidneys is the dialysis machine. The dialysis machine, some of the it is the dialyzer. The taken from the main artery. These are the main veins, and taken out blood and add to the heparin, the anticoagulant factor, and also it has the cellophane papers are there. These cellophanes are the permeable to plasma proteins and impermeable to urea and uric acid and waste materials and impermeable to plasma proteins. So the purify after, these are the add to the anticoagulant and also form to the and add to the in our body. So it is known as the hemodialysis. Hemodialysis is these are the alternate the renal failure, alternate to the uremia patients. Uremia patients use to the hemodialysis. So this is we have to read. So okay, thank you.